But Jesus, be careful.
I will. We will. I mean, we're guided by our purpose. I know that it can get ugly.
Breaking news this noon, the U.S. Attorney's Office in New Hampshire says a Dover man has been arrested and charged in connection with sending threatening text messages to presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy's campaign.
Boy, there you have it.
I am not your friend.
Hello, friends. Welcome once again to the YouTube channel. You here with Pastor James Devallon. Listen, man, breaking news. Vivek Ramaswamy is receiving death threats. Now, I'm sure this has been going on for a while, but a particular man is sending messages to Vivek Ramaswamy with death threats. And I want you to think about the nature of this. New Hampshire man charged with death threats to Vivek Ramaswamy. So his name is Tyler Anderson, who lives in Dover, admitted sending death threats messages to the candidate and multiple other campaigns after his arrest, court documents allege. Now, this is very disturbing to listen to. Now, one reason in particular, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, I'm not gonna vote for Vivek Ramaswamy as a president because I have a love for Trump. And you can't take that away anytime soon, okay? He's got 4 years of my commitment, period. However, I do look at Vivek Ramaswamy as one of those promising candidates that we should look at and actually be very grateful for and thankful for, because he has the heart and the guts to speak and say things that nobody else has been willing to say. Let's take a listen. You'll see what I mean in a minute, because when you can speak like this and you have the heart to talk like this, I can certainly understand why the death threats are coming. Listen to this man.
I think the real enemy is not Donald Trump. It's not even Joe Biden. It is the deep state that at least Donald Trump attempted to take on. And if you want somebody who's going to speak truth to power, then vote for somebody who's going to speak the truth to you. Why am I the only person on the stage, at least, who can say that January 6th now does look like it was an inside job? That the government lied to us for 20 years about Saudi Arabia's involvement in 9/11. That the Great Replacement theory is not some grand right-wing conspiracy theory, but a basic statement of the Democratic Party's platform. That the 2020 election was indeed stolen by big tech. That the 2016 election, the one that Trump won for sure, was also one that was stolen from him by the national security establishment that actually put up the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that they knew was false. There's a reason why I'm the only person on the stage who can say these things. That's what it's going to take, not people who are licking his boots one time and now Monday morning quarterbacking and criticizing him when it's convenient.
No, this is too much. This is too much. It's too much.
So you heard it, friends. This is why I say to people, Vivek Ramaswamy cannot be both good and evil, from the sense that he is part of the deep state. He is somewhat some kind of plant or some type of Obama and so on. I don't personally see that. The message that this man, the overarching theme of his message, is abundantly clear that he is going against the system. These death threats are coming as a result of the fact that he is not with them. He cannot be with them and then being mistreated by them in this manner. It's not that complicated. The man is saying things that very few are willing to say on the debate stage. That itself set him apart. Only Donald Trump had the heart to say these things. So Vivek Ramaswamy is not a con, he's not a sham, he's not a fraud. I don't believe that. I'm not buying into this. And I'm in no way saying I'm going to vote for him as a result. I'm just simply saying this is a man we shouldn't be vilifying online because of what the left is saying about him, especially when you notice how much they hate the man. So here is the thing. This is a warning video right there. This man is talking to Vivek. He's warning Vivek. Listen, man, be careful. They're going to come after you. Vivek, be careful, they're gonna come after you because you're saying things in ways that are gonna make some people upset. So watch it, Vivek, and this is what the warning is about.
What's your name, sir?
Mike Wyatt.
Mike, good to meet you.
They ruined my bureau. When I went in, it was fidelity, bravery, integrity. They've broken my heart. This can't be. This can't go on. And
We will, and I like the way you're pushing, because those are my instincts, right? But I can tell you what we can immediately get done. Well, thank you for your service.
tired, but Jesus, be careful.
I will. We will. I mean, we're guided by our purpose. I know that it can get ugly. You mean like
Yes,
be careful, be
very
careful.
careful.
Yeah. What did you do in the bureau?
I worked, I was a SWAT guy, but I worked counterintelligence and counterterrorism, and I was one of those guys that was convinced they would never do it.
You were, how many years were you in the FBI?
22. I was a cop before that.
Okay, and you're worried.
Yes, I'm worried.
Okay.
This retired.
What would you do in my shoes?
I'd get some very, very competent help.
Okay.
And some very competent people do some intelligence work for you before you went places.
Okay.
Just walk around, talk to people, maybe get a feeling.
Okay.
Because that's what I did for a living. I got people to tell me what they didn't want to tell me. And the other thing is, I'm now an entrepreneur. I'm trying to follow in your footsteps, but I don't think my worm farm is going to catch up with
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. We'll take that seriously, man. I'm reading between the lines of what you're saying, and we got you.
Okay.
Thank you. We'll take care of ourselves. And
You've seen how aggressive these alphabet organizations have become. They're coming after you.
yeah, no doubt about it. But we're ready. We'll be ready.
If you think you're going back into
This is serious, man.
these alphabet organizations
Yes.
have become, they're coming after you.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But we're ready. We'll be ready.
If you think you're going back into private life, if this doesn't work out, they're coming.
Lord have mercy.
Okay. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So Vivek's life will never be the same after some of the words that he spoke. Some people are going to be upset, and you guys should know this by now. There are some agencies in place who just don't like the truth. They are opposed to the truth. They have a problem with the truth. Whoever speaks the truth, regardless of his skin color, where he's from, regardless of his political affiliation, you speak the truth. There is a system in place to tear you apart. This is something you guys should know by now. You should know. The stuff that Vivek is saying, man, is getting the devil's attention. Listen, I don't know why some people are in denial, man. I'm telling you, you guys got to be wiser than that. Listen to this video clip here, and then I'll share my final thought and bring this video to an end.
Breaking news this noon, the U.S. Attorney's Office in New Hampshire says a Dover man has been arrested and charged in connection with sending threatening text messages to presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy's campaign. According to court documents, 30-year-old Tyler Anderson received a text message from Ramaswamy's campaign notifying him of a political event happening in Portsmouth this morning. Anderson then allegedly responded with a threatening message, texting that he was going to shoot Ramaswamy and others. Anderson is expected in federal court later this afternoon. Vivek Ramaswamy's campaign responded to the arrest by saying, "We are grateful to law enforcement for their swiftness and professionalism in handling this matter and pray for the safety of all Americans."
Yeah, man, these are some serious warnings, and I'll tell you why. I would not want to be in Vivek Ramaswamy's shoes at this moment. But if you dare to speak the truth, you got to brace yourself from the attack of the enemy. There are some systems in place, already set in place, who can't handle the truth being spoken. And I want you to understand, the attack here is not so much against Vivek. The attack is against the truth. And I'm praying for Vivek, man. I'm telling you. This is a nice guy. You don't have to like everything about the man. This is a nice guy. He's going places. A man with family, 2 children. His wife is a doctor, trying to do right. And he has the heart, as a millennial, 37 years old, to say things that very few in politics would ever dare to say. Even when they believe it, they won't say it. Vivek does. That sets Vivek apart from me, man. And I'll tell you what, he does need to watch out. He does need to watch out. Listen, look what's going on with Donald Trump. Donald Trump, this is happening to Donald Trump because Donald Trump dares to speak the truth. And if they went after Trump, let me tell you something, they will go after Vivek. And not only is this happening, but people also being radicalized. So watch how people, here's the news, radicalizing people, because here's the other side of the story. It's not just Vivek in himself. When you hear messages like this, right, coming from Van Jones, what kind of mindset you think people are gonna get into when you hear people talking like this? Listen to this man.
And the smug, condescending way that he just spews this poison out is very, very dangerous, because he won't stop Trump but he's going to outlive Trump by about 50 years. And you're watching the rise of an American demagogue that is a very, very despicable person. Yeah. And I was shaking listening to him talk, because a lot of people don't know that is one step away from Nazi propaganda coming out of his mouth.
But the good thing, Van,
You see, messages like this radicalizes people. There are some people who are completely unhinged. When they hear messages worded like this, like Van Jones, they're gonna do something about this. Like, if you present to people a person and you paint them as a threat to society, the normal thing for the average person to do is to deal with the threat. And this is the thing. This is the danger of these type of messages. I mean, the media, I'm telling you, man, the enemy of the people. Listen to some more of their rhetoric. They keep going at it.
but the good thing, Van, you could.
But I want to say one thing, because we had to play Vivek Ramaswamy. This man is contemptible. He is a charlatan and he is a fraud, but he's also dangerous. Those are his good points. He went on television last night and started espousing the racist, bigoted Great Replacement theory, and it wasn't called out by any of the moderators.
He did a fat joke in the middle of a presidential debate. Okay? Leave that to the comedians.
And I think there wasn't a lot of fact-checking going.
I think Vivek does have a woman problem. I do think he insults women's basic intelligence. He's done it over and over and over again. And I guess tonight I just had enough. I had enough of listening to his garbage. And as I said, his smart-ass Harvard mouth, because that's what it is. When he's dictating to me and Nikki Haley, who have committed ourselves to public service, while he's been off stealing from seniors to make his fortune. Yeah, I'm not going to put up with him anymore. He was saying she's not smart enough to know where things are on the map, that somehow his 3-year-old son is smarter than a woman who served as a 2-term governor and a UN ambassador. He's a jack.
So messages like this, what kind of mindset you think some people are going to get into when they hear media speaking like this about an individual? You wonder why they're becoming more radicalized? You wonder why people from the left are becoming the mass shooters? You wonder why many of them feel like they need to deal with this threat? Why? Because you keep painting this negative view of individuals, and you labeling them with all these different wording. It's just that hey man, it's a matter of lighting up the fire and boom. And you gotta understand, that's kind of what's going on with Vivek Ramaswamy right now, and I think it's very unfortunate this is happening. And why? Because the media is largely responsible for this. Because the mindset that the people have against Vivek right now is largely due to the messages coming from the media. But I'll tell you even more what's going on is I get the sense that the truth is highly under attack today. There's a system in place, like I've said earlier, who just hate the truth. Like, look what the Bible says, friends. And I'm telling you, this is bigger than Vivek, man. This is bigger than Vivek. Look at this. Look at this. Let's go up. Judgment is turned away, backward. Justice standeth afar off. For truth is fallen in the streets. This is where we are today. Just as it was in the book of Isaiah, okay, before the Assyrian army came, Israel was acting and behaving in this manner. There's a parallel. We are acting up in this country. We hate the truth in this country. There is a system in place to censor anybody who dares to speak the truth. And what you are hearing right now is a system in place who has a problem with the truth being spoken. And what's going on is that equity cannot enter. It says, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. If you dare not to be part of the lie, if you dare to oppose the opposition, right, standing for what is true, you make yourself a prey. So there's a system in place ready to devour you. This is nothing new. The Bible is saying the Lord saw it. It displeased them that there was no judgment. So ultimately, friends, what one thing you also ought to understand, this is not just going after the truth from the perspective of the Great Replacement theory, the Hunter Biden's laptop, and all these different agencies and what they are doing behind the scenes and going about censoring people and so on. I think ultimately where this is going to lead is an attack on Jesus. I mean, Jesus has already been under attack, but it's only going to get worse. Jesus says, I'm the way, the truth, and life, and no man cometh to the Father except through me. So Jesus is saying, friends, since I'm the truth, ultimately what the enemy of our souls is opposing the most is Jesus Christ, his words, his gospel, the Bible, the scripture, the truth about salvation. This is what the devil hates the most. So Vivek Ramaswamy is touching on different things here. I'm not speaking for him from the perspective of a Christian. He might not be, but the messages that he's been sharing does fall in line with the truth. And we can give him some godly credit for that. And I'll say, man, we need to be praying for this man. So people were saying Vivek Ramaswamy is a fraud, and it's a con, and it's an Obama 2.0. I said, boy, you're not thinking. You're not thinking. Why will the death threats are coming? Where are they coming from? Why will the three-letter alphabet have an issue with this man? What's up with the warning? Guys, don't let these people play with your minds. Vivek Ramaswamy is one of those good ones. I'm telling you, he is, man. You can vote for him if you want to. Trump got my vote. I can see Vivek Ramaswamy as a vice president, certainly. But maybe 2028, if he makes it, because these warnings are serious. And if you see what they do in the Trump, I mean, what do you think is going to happen to Vivek Ramaswamy? If they have done this to the dry tree, what shall be done to the green? Anyway, let's leave this matter alone. Share your thought and perspective with me. Thank you so much for listening. I want to hear your thoughts. Have a good one. Bye.